मेरे छोटे से शहर से दूर, बहुत दूर थी एक जगमगाती दुनिया। मैं वहां जाना चाहती थी। मैं अलग थी। मैं उड़ना चाहती थी। लोग नींद में सपने देखते थे, पर मेरे सपने तो नींद ही ना आने देते थे। जब मोटी मोटी किताबों में दोस्त रातों की नींद चला रहे थे, मैं तो सपने सजा रही थी। मैं अलग थी। मैं उड़ना चाहती थी। ऐसा करो, लोग क्या कहेंगे? पर मैं फिर भी अलग थी। मैं उड़ना चाहती थी।
सपने आपके, पंख हमारे। Frankfinn, the world's #1 air hostess training institute.
Hello and welcome to the third episode of our talk show. On today's day, our guest is Miss Gurprit Saini, who is an ex-cabin crew and a makeup artist. She lived a life of her dream. She aspired to. So let me send her an invite and
Very good evening, ma'am.
ma'am, I can't see you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Very good evening, ma'am. I hope you're able to see me now.
No, I don't know. I'm still not able to see you. Yeah. Hi.
Okay.
And welcome to the show.
Very good evening.
Miss Gurpreet. I hope you're doing well.
I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you so much, and I'm really so honored. Thank you so much for inviting me to the show and giving me an opportunity to share my experience. Thank you so much.
We are glad to have you. Thanks for joining us. So let's start with the first question of the evening. Building your future with each chance you take, living the dream that from which you can't wake. How did the journey of 35,000 feet above started for you?
All right. My aviation journey, it started way back in around 2001. Yes, that's like really way back. Okay, it actually started from a very random statement from one of my aunts, and it may sound very glitch, but that's the story. That's the real story. So we were at one of the airports one day, and we had gone to see off some of our relatives there, and I saw a team of cabin crew members walking towards the airport terminal, and they were walking with so much of grace, so much of charm, and I was so mesmerized with their overall persona. And I just, said to myself, my expression was like, wow, can I? And my aunt just turned to me, like she heard it, she saw that I was, noticing them. And she's like, yes, why not? And, we both looked at each other at that moment and we had a good laugh about it, because somewhere down the line, coming from the family of engineers and teachers all around, somewhere down the line, we thought that maybe, it's not going to be possible. But that image stuck with me for a very long time. You can say it was like a sign, it was like a calling for me, and I knew that this is what I wanted to do for sure. So yes, it all started there. And here I was, from somebody who found it difficult to open up to people, to speak, somebody who had not stepped out much earlier. to someone who is now flying the length and breadth of India. And within 1 year, I would say, of flying domestic, I started flying international. So yes, there was no looking back after that. So that's how my journey started.
Yeah, so even when I go to the airports, I feel whenever I look at the cabin crew, the way they dress, the way they groom, it's so tempting that I think everybody inside would want to
Absolutely.
be that groom like that and live that life once. So,
Absolutely,
what are
yes.
the different types of training you? What are the different types of training you went through?
Okay, if you would ask personally, for me, training, started even before I joined the airline. So, like I told you, like, coming from a family of engineers and teachers around, okay, I actually did not have anyone around who could probably guide me how I was supposed to go through the whole process when it came to cabin crew, when it came to the aviation world. It was completely new. And I possibly, I didn't even know how to, how am I supposed to dress up for an interview, what all qualities I still needed to acquire to be a good cabin crew. So I for sure needed professional guidance, and I needed a lot of help because I was extremely introvert. I used to find it difficult to speak in front of people and so on. But I was so adamant on doing this with that image stuck in my head. Okay, and that is when I decided to join Frankfinn, which is a fact, all right? And this was in the year 2004. I very clearly remember in the year 2004 I joined, and after I completed my diploma, that is when I got through Jet Airways immediately. So yes, it's been a wonderful journey starting from Frankfinn. That is where I actually got trained on how you're supposed to, appear for an interview, how you're supposed to take care of your personal grooming, how you're supposed to present yourself in front of others. So it all started from there, from scratch. And then, yes, of course, once you get into the airline, you, of course, have the airline training that you have to undergo, starting from your service training, which basically, tells you everything about what you're supposed to do when it comes to service, providing service on board the aircraft, to your safety training. So whatever aircraft your airline is flying, and whatever aircraft your airline wants you to fly, you get trained on that particular aircraft type. So you have the DGCA training that goes on then, because you need to have a cabin crew license to fly as a cabin crew. So you undergo the safety training, of course, that takes a pretty long time. You also undergo first aid training, okay, like where I always say, after you clear the first aid training, okay, you actually feel like you've become half doctors, where, right, no, seriously, right from, treating a very minor cut or a bruise to probably even, if required, helping in an emergency childbirth, and even giving CPR to a passenger, treating burns, bleeding, fracture, any kind of injury on board. And then, yes, you have your dangerous goods training, your aviation security training, your drills, where you're supposed to, actually fight the fire, and your ditching drill, where you're supposed to save your colleagues who are drowning in water. That's a very exciting part, right? Your slide drill and so on. So when you say training for cabin crew, it's constant. It's like it's never ending, because amendments keep coming. And it's not that you get trained once initially. That's also called the ab initio training, when you get trained initially, but you also have to undergo the same training every year for your license, to maintain your license as a cabin crew. So it's an ongoing process. It's a continuous process when it comes to training.
So I feel just like life, and even in aviation, you just need to keep learning throughout. Keep learning
Absolutely.
and add to your learnings and knowledge,
Yes.
right?
Yes, yes, because things keep changing, amendments keep coming. You have to keep yourself current with whatever is happening, in short.
Okay. So you flew with Jet Airways first, and it was your first job. And first job is always, I think, special and close to your heart. So how was your feeling when you were flying for Jet?
Oh my God. Okay. When you talk about Jet, okay, I would actually start by saying that I am forever so grateful to start with that I was associated with Jet Airways, and it's very difficult to actually put it in words or describe in words, but I'll try my best. Okay, it's more like we were more like a family. It's still is. It's more like an emotion. Okay, basically, to be a brand ambassador of one of the best full service carriers out there, okay, in the sky, to be the face of the airline, it meant the world to me. Okay, and keeping up to the brand name of Jet Airways was not easy though. It like I said, it needed constant training. It also taught me a lot, okay, like patience, empathy, resilience, to be as humble as possible with everyone around, and overall to basically be grateful to, what life has offered you. And talking about deliveries again, they were a very, very, very passenger-oriented company, brand, I would say. Even if it's about providing the best in-flight service at 35,000 feet above sea level, with a smile, of course, okay, or whether it is about providing safety to your passengers, it had to be the best. And we had the best in-flight training department, and I'm still so grateful to all my trainers, to make me what I am today, right from Frankfinn to Jet. All my trainers, thank you so much.
Yeah, I know the cabin crew job is all about patience and being kind and sweet and empathetic. And
Absolutely.
and then you achieved a next milestone in your life, which was flying with the Etihad Airways. So, what it is like to be a cabin crew of an international airline?
Okay, talking about Etihad, okay, like I would again start by saying that I was very fortunate, to have got the opportunity when I got deputed to Etihad Airways. It was a totally different learning experience altogether. It was more like relearning everything again. Okay, like even though I was flying as a cabin crew for all these years, but still it was about relearning everything. So because when we had to fly out of Abu Dhabi, we had to undergo the training again to be able to fly out of Abu Dhabi. That actually gave us the ability to look at things with different perspective altogether. So that was about safety. Okay, even when you come to grooming, or when you come to customer service, like for example, if I talk about grooming, like any other airline, of course. Okay, grooming is one thing that is taken very, very seriously. We all know that, all right? It's like you basically don't have an excuse not to look your best, whether it's 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, or 12 in the afternoon. Okay, a lot of detailing goes into it. A lot of research goes into it. The grooming trainers, the grooming inspectors of the airlines. Okay, they also, okay, they will have a look at you. They will have a look at your skin tone. They look at your skin type, and then they would decide that, okay, fine, as per the company regulations and guidelines, well, what all cosmetics would suit you, the shades, like even if it's your eyeshadow, whether it's your blush on, whether it's your lipstick, to that detail, everything is taught to you in detail. And yes, talking about customer service, again, one of the best customer service, taking care of your passenger, to be there for your passenger, present. And, and one thing that I would really want to share about Etihad was, which I had not, experienced earlier, was the all-day dining concept, which I really found it to be very, very passenger-oriented. Like it was like whatever time the passenger wants anything, it will be provided to the passenger, rather than following your guideline that no, this is the time I want to serve lunch and this is the time I would want to serve dinner. But if the passenger wants, dinner in lunchtime, lunch in dinner time, absolutely, it's available. So that all-day dining concept was one thing that we, got to learn there. So it was overall, it was totally a very, very good learning experience, relearning, like I said, extremely good exposure, okay, to the other side of the world. And I really got back a lot of experience and a lot of memories from there.
Yeah, I think when you are traveling international and it's a long flight, passengers like us want to have something, or when we are hungry and when we look at the menu, sometimes we like something from the dinner and it's not available
Exactly.
in the lunchtime. So
Exactly.
we might
Yes.
order that. So I think that's a great thing. And
Yes.
I also feel that all the airlines have a separate, like a different grooming pattern, as you explained. Like they are
Yes.
groomed similarly in their own airline, but when you compare it with the different airlines, they have a different touch with which gives them elegance and
Absolutely. It can
yeah.
either be about their hairstyle or it can even be about their, makeup shades. And of course, the uniform is sets them apart. Yeah.
So there's one more thing that cabin crew has to be empathetic towards the passengers. So, like, why do you think in a cabin crew high emotional intelligence is important?
Emotional intelligence. Okay. Now when we talk about service industry, okay, now we're specifically talking about cabin crew, all right? So, being in service industry, you are working with people, you're working for people, and you're working around people. You know what I mean? So, you're dealing with people directly every day. And when we talk about people, we're talking about emotions indirectly, right? Um, Having good emotional intelligence basically helps you to be way more empathetic. Okay, it's like, for example, it's like putting yourself in the passenger's shoes and trying to understand the problem that the passenger probably is going through, and then helping out the passenger accordingly. It also helps you to have a lot of patience. It helps you to be adaptable to the situation, like whatever the situation is around. It also helps you to anticipate your guest needs, which is very, very important. And all this is a part of emotional intelligence. So, as a cabin crew, it's very, very important. For you to be able to connect to your passengers, is what I mean. Your emotional intelligence basically helps you connect to your customers. And that is what they're looking for. Because at 35,000 feet above sea level, it is only you, cabin crew, that they can look up to. They don't have anybody else. If
That's
they have
true.
any situation, if they have any condition, if they have any emergency, they are going to look up to you. If they're hungry, they are going to look up to you. If they want a croissant, they are going to look up to you. So that's why it's very important.
Yeah, like when we are traveling and when we are facing any problem, and when the cabin crew treats us sweetly and resolves it, even we feel good. Even we feel like related to the airline and
Exactly.
the cabin crew. So it's a nice
Exactly.
feeling.
To
It's
form
a
to form that connect, emotional intelligence is extremely important. Yes.
yeah, I agree with you. So, like we humans tend to make mistakes in life. You must also, or you might have a moment in your life when you made a mistake on your duty. So, if you
Okay.
made it, how did you rectify it, and what did you learn from it?
Okay, the only mistake that I probably remember, all right, and it's a little funny though, but it was on my very first flight, my very first trainee flight. It happened, okay? Something very minuscule, not that it affected the passenger directly, but it was against our in-flight service guidelines. So what happened? It was a Mumbai Delhi flight, okay, to be specific, and it was my very first trainee flight. And my chief purser, on landing into Delhi airport, so she guided us to what she wanted us to do, and she told me very specifically that go into the cabin and fold all the used newspapers, and put it back in the seat pocket. All right, so it is taught to us in training already. So I went very nicely and I'm doing my thing in my zone and I folded everything and I came back to her with a very proud face, like that, okay, you know what, I've done it. So she said, okay, let me check. And she went in the cabin and she checked all the seat pockets, and to my bad luck, there was this one seat pocket where the newspaper was folded, okay, outside in. What I mean is, the heading of the newspaper, when I put it in the seat pocket, was not visible to the passenger when the passenger would sit on that seat. So that is the kind of integrity, that is the kind of detail we work with. So she came back and she told me, are you sure it's all right? And then she pointed it out to me. And I got very good shouting that day, okay? And I was like almost in tears. And I said, oh my God, how could I make such a blunder on my very first flight? What is wrong with me? But Later on, when I thought about it, okay, I am so grateful to her to have corrected me, actually. Because if she wouldn't have corrected me that day, I wouldn't have possibly taken every minute detail, I wouldn't have paid attention to small details maybe later on in my flights. So the very fact that she corrected me on the very first day itself, that correction was like a learning experience. And of course, till date, whenever I speak to her, and I still thank her to correct me that, you know what, thank you so much that you did that day, because that is what made a difference in probably, in being just a crew, and probably being a good crew, like, paying attention to details and so on. So, yes, even if you make a mistake, okay, take it as a learning experience, I would say. Okay, because with every mistake you're learning something, and then of course, if you when you learn something, then your chances of making the mistake again is less. So yes, that was a little funny experience, but yes, that's what happened.
So I think it was a sweet experience, and when we make a mistake, we get more attentive from the next time, and we
That's what
learn.
happened with me.
And I think
Absolutely.
it's all about the experiences and learning from the mistakes in life.
Yes, it's all about how positively you take your corrections. Don't get bogged down with the corrections. Okay, take it positively, learn something from it. It's for your own good, is what I feel.
That's definitely true. And
Yes.
my next question to you is like, why do you think good grooming is important as a cabin crew?
Grooming. Oh my God, I cannot emphasize more on the grooming part. All right. Okay. Because see, as cabin crew, you are the brand ambassador of that airline. Okay. You are the face of the airline. You're representing a particular brand, which in itself, okay, makes it very important that you take care of the fact that you maintain a professional image, discipline, follow the code of conduct, okay, laid down by your airline. And one more thing is that you are constantly in close contact with your passengers. Remember that. So, hence, it is very important to make sure that your grooming and personal hygiene are up to the mark. Like, there is no two way about it.
Okay. And whenever like we are flying, we always see the flight attendants smiling, and they have their wide smile on their faces, beautiful smile. Why is it like, why must the cabin crew smile always?
Okay, talking about smile, it is the most important and integral part, I would say, of the cabin crew job profile. Okay, I also say that smile is, it's the most important point of your grooming. Let me put it that way. It's the most important point of your grooming. Okay, because your smile is something, okay, that would it helps to improve your attitude. Okay, overall, and even if you're nervous, all right, it gives you some kind of confidence for sure, is what I feel. And smile is contagious. You smile, your guest is going to smile back at you. Okay, so that kind of creates a contact, a connect with your passenger. So that's the reason I feel smiling is very important. Okay, it's just contagious. It makes you look attractive. The most important part is that it makes you look approachable. That's very important. Because being a cabin crew, you got to look approachable. If you are not looking approachable, you're not smiling, and you have a straight face all the while, your passenger will not be able to approach you even if they need anything. So that's the reason smile is very important in customer service overall.
Yeah, I think whenever you guys are smiling on board, it actually makes us smile. Even if we are sad or we are not having a good day, we are irritated or frustrated from something, seeing you smile gives us a smile. It's actually
Yeah.
infectious and contagious.
Contagious,
Like,
yes.
it feels like the way the airplane goes miles, travel the miles, your smile is an extra mile that gives us also a smile.
Absolutely. That's very beautifully put. Absolutely.
So you must have traveled like inside, like in the cities of India and abroad also, as you have traveled in international airlines, like the countries. So after the plane used to land, what did you do with your friends and colleagues? After like what all did you guys used to do together, and where all did you used to go?
Okay, so whenever when you talk about layovers, all right. So it's the basic agenda of the debriefing. Okay, debriefing is something when your flight is over. It's an official. Okay, thank you. Pleasantries are exchanged, and as soon as that used to be over, okay, now what's the next plan? Okay, let's discuss where are we supposed to go. Okay, so we used to look forward to that part of the flight, the debriefing part, because that is where we used to start deciding, okay, so like quickly let's freshen up and let's get ready and let's head out. Okay, like what part of the city should we go to see today? What cuisines should we try today? And of course, the shopping part. Okay, let's not miss out on that. What all we need to shop today? All right. So that used to be our agenda. Okay, like where we need to go, even if you want to party, where next. So yes, it was a part of it was a part of a normal day. It was like all normal. Like, okay, we are going for a layover. We are gonna go out. We are going to try different cuisines. We are gonna go shopping. So it was very normal, an everyday thing to do.
Yeah, I think shopping is one thing both girls and boys like to do when they
Absolutely.
party and relax after a
So we used
long
to go with a with bag which would be like 10 kgs and come back with 20-25 kgs. Yeah,
especially girls. I think girls would shop more than boys, but I think now boys and girls both like
both
shopping.
the same. Absolutely.
So, how were your stays at the hotels, and what all benefits did you get? Like, I basically mean to say, like, what all luxuries did you enjoy as a cabin crew?
All right. Luxuries as a cabin crew, there are quite a few. Okay, like from let's start from a very common point, of course, where we all know that you get to visit different cities across the world. You get to see the different destinations across the world, and the best part is that you get paid for it. So why not? That's the best part. All right, you're getting paid for it. Okay. Of course, the salary part, yes. Okay, there's no doubt that cabin crew is one of the best paid job profiles out there in the aviation industry, and a lot of airlines also take care of the accommodation for their cabin crew. Your transportation is taken care of. Okay, you get discounted tickets for yourself, for your family, and some airlines also give it for your friends. All right, so I like that part. Okay, and of course, your uniform is taken care of. And so yes, a lot of and of course you get to stay in the best of the hotels around in the world. And having said that, you have you have access to multi cuisine restaurants, lounge bar. You have like housekeeping there, 24 hours available,
That's
Wi-Fi,
very
of course.
fun.
Yeah, that, oh my God, that's the best part. Absolutely. Okay, you have Wi-Fi. You have laundry. Like I said, I hope I mentioned. So you have laundry facility and access to spa services. Wow. Okay, we used to really look forward to it. Spa services, gym, swimming pool, best of the gyms out there, swimming pool. So yes, these are some of the various luxuries that you would enjoy as a cabin crew on daily basis, I would say.
I think they took care of your fitness, your relaxation, and
Everything.
everything. And I think you all deserve it after such a long flight and serving the passengers. I think you deserve that bit for yourself.
Absolutely.
So, like, which is one place or like the places you have traveled or like a memory you want to share with us, which was the best for you, like a place or something you love to do as a cabin crew with your friends and colleagues?
All right. Okay, so if you ask me about memories, there are quite a lot memories because every flight was a memory, every layover was a memory for us. But in specific, I think I can probably talk about, I'll talk about two right now. One was this, when we used to fly into Belgium, into Brussels. So there was a fun fair happening there. And our chief purser, our cabin manager, made it a point that he, got all of us, like 10 of us together, and we took the train. It was like 3 or 4 stations away from where our hotel was, and in the evening we went there, and it was just so beautiful. And we all were just there together, enjoying, eating, laughing, and it was just a very, very good experience that I would probably never forget. And another thing was when when I was flying for Etihad, like I mentioned earlier. So I was fortunate enough to be a part of the inaugural flight of the from Abu Dhabi to San Francisco for Etihad Airways. So we landed into San Francisco, and we had like full 2 days in San Francisco. So we really enjoyed a lot out there, and we actually walked down the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay, we didn't want to book cabs or anything. Chalo, let's start walking. So, and we walked and we crossed that bridge, but we did not have the stamina to come back walking. So then we booked the cab and we came back. And we ate, we enjoyed the Ghirardelli chocolate and everything there. So these are the two moments I would never forget. And yes, of course, the stay in Abu Dhabi in itself was absolutely memorable for us.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like traveling, food, being a foodie. I think it's all what you need. And if you talk about like Dubai or Abu Dhabi, it's all about like desert and long tall
Absolutely.
buildings and beautiful cars. And then San Francisco, like walking there over the Golden Bridge, the weather is so beautiful. The wind actually
Beautiful.
is so soothing over
Like
there.
while I'm talking to you right now, I can actually feel myself there as if I'm gone back to the
Yeah.
bridge.
I think Brussels is a beautiful place to be. So it's all like exploring the world, traveling, and it's so exciting, I feel.
Absolutely.
So like you are a certified makeup artist as well. So it's somewhat related to your grooming in the aviation industry. But like
Yes.
what drive you or what drove you to become a makeup artist and switch your profession?
All right. So makeup came along when I, decided to rest my wings. But I still wanted to engage myself, keep myself engaged in something. But like how the cabin crew job, it doesn't have a fixed schedule. So I wanted to still do something, which probably didn't tie me up in a schedule. Okay, that was one of the reasons. So it was not like a 9 to 5 thing to do. Plus, it was not something where I had to sit in front of the computer all the time or, laptop all the time. So that freedom it gave me. It also let me still, get along with different people on daily basis, like how it was, when I was flying as a cabin crew. Having said that, yes, because, somewhere down the line, makeup, glamour, self-presentation, all this is indirectly a part of your cabin crew job profile. So my interest actually started from there because over a course of time, flying for so many years, flying international, the kind of exposure that you get for all the brands around and everything, I somewhere, started in having that interest in it. And then once I rested my wings, I said, why not? Let's give it a try.
That's actually great. Like moving from the aviation industry to the makeup industry, but I feel you have always lived a glamorous lifestyle in your life.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
In like while you were a makeup artist, how did you stay abreast of the latest beauty trends?
Beauty trends. Okay. I personally, I really like to follow beauty blogs. Okay, because beauty bloggers, they keep testing and they keep reviewing on various new brands, very frequently, and that is how you can keep yourself abreast with what's happening in the glamour industry, in the beauty industry in specific, because beauty industry is such, it keeps changing every day you will find some or the other product that's new in the market. So that is one way I keep myself updated. Okay, follow beauty bloggers. Okay, you can follow I mean, what I do is I also follow a lot of makeup brands online. That's what I do. Internet in itself is a very good source of information, of course. And one thing that I really like doing is, going to cosmetic shops and either health and beauty store. all right, and just walking down the aisle and like window shopping, all right, walking down the aisle and picking up a particular product and going through the label, reading about it a lot, because I really like to keep myself knowledgeable about what product would go for what skin type and so on. Because when you talk about beauty, it's not only makeup, it actually starts from your hair care and skin care. So people know that, and some people would not, they don't pay that much attention to the fact put on your skin, or even something as simple as a shampoo. It has to be as per your scalp type, it has to be as per your hair type. Whatever skincare products you're putting on your face, you got to know what skin type is it meant for. Because many a times then when you end up using a wrong product, okay, then you end up breaking out and then you start having skin issues. And not only skincare products but also your makeup products, like your base makeup, even something like a primer or your foundation or your concealer, it has to be as per your skin type. So to keep myself knowledgeable to start with, so that I can guide others, I like doing this, kind of research and window shopping, going to the shops and having a look at all the new products, various products that are available, just to keep myself knowledgeable enough. Yes, that's what I do personally.
Yeah, I think it's true that every day I think there's a new product launch or something different is launching
Yes.
from a different brand and everything. So it is like you need to keep experimenting and testing that which brand and which
Correct.
product is like good for which skin tone, skin color, and which skin type basically. And even the
Absolutely.
hairstyle, even for the hair care, I think the same follows. And as girls, I think we all love to explore the makeup part a lot.
Absolutely. I can go on with it.
Like whenever we go to malls, I think we do go to the makeup section and pick up something or the other and see what is
even
new
if you
now.
want even if you want to buy it or not, you want to
Yeah,
see it.
yeah. Just the window shopping part, or just try it on, like how's it looking, and then maybe buy it or don't buy it. But we just love that part, I guess.
Absolutely.
You have had an incredible journey from like being a cabin crew to a makeup artist and now currently an aviation and grooming trainer. What is the one thing that kept you going in your life? What was your motto, or what is your motto that you would like to share with all of us, like with our live audience right now?
Okay. Well, I would say, remember challenge. I had read it somewhere. Challenges make life interesting, and when you overcome these challenges, okay, it makes it more meaningful. Now, what does that mean? Basically, okay, whatever the challenge you come across in your life, like for me personally, okay, whatever like I shared with you all just now, it was, I said it, but it was not that easy for me to, reach where I am today. I have really, struggled a lot. I would say I've really put in a lot of efforts. Okay, when I say that I was somebody who found it difficult to even speak to my neighbor, for example, to somebody who is actually who can stand in front of my students and speak to them, it's a lot of difference. I really want to tell everyone, do not give up on your dreams ever, ever. Keep trying, all right? Because what happens is somewhere down the line, when you don't get the motivation that you require, all right, you kind of start losing it. Okay, everybody requires motivation. Even I require motivation. Till date, I would need somebody to motivate me. No, you have to do this, all right? If you don't have any motivation coming from anywhere, set goals for yourself. That will keep you going, but don't stop. Because remember, for some people, that's like my personal experience. For some people, success is immediate. Like you just go for an interview and you crack it and things are falling for you in place and everything is going fine. But maybe for some people it's not like that. Maybe for some people you have to struggle a little more extra. All right, so don't get scared of putting that much of effort. And the important thing is, don't stop trying, is what I tell you. Even I tell all my students also, don't stop trying, because till the time you don't stop, you can't fail. You can't say that you have failed. But yes, the day you stop trying, you have failed for sure. So that's the mantra that I really follow in my life. Don't give up and don't
Like,
stop trying.
that's true. The quote you quoted was actually very beautiful, and I feel like in life there are always ups and downs. Sometimes you're like flying 35,000 feet above, and then suddenly you are
Yes,
under the sea level. You're under the sea,
absolutely.
basically.
It's part
And
and parcel
those
of
time
life.
keeps coming, but
Yes.
yeah, you just need. Are you?
And yes, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I think
You're
it
okay.
got a little disconnected
It's
in
fine.
between.
Yeah, I was just saying that there are always lows and ups and downs in life, lows and highs keeps happening. We just need to push ourselves, keep pushing ourselves, and keep going
Absolutely.
through with life. Because when you are down, you will definitely go out.
Go up.
I
Yes.
feel that.
Absolutely. It's just about that, like I said, even if it's baby steps, keep moving. You will reach somewhere. But if you don't move, then no, nobody can help you. So just don't give up on your dreams. Okay. It is not easy for everybody. Don't give up on your dreams. Okay. Hang on there. Hold on to whatever you are aspiring to do in life. And trust me, it will happen. But if you stop trying, it will not happen for sure.
Yeah, like I think just like the airplane itself, it also takes off, stays in the sky, and then it also lands at a time,
Land.
and it again
Yes.
goes up. So I think that's life. We need to keep traveling, keep pushing ourselves, and keep doing, keep the hard work on. That's all I
Hard
think.
work always pays. Remember that, everyone.
And never give up on yourself, basically,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
your dreams. So the last question of the evening I would like to ask you is, how is life above 35,000 feet?
All right. To describe life above 35,000 feet, I would again say challenging again. All right. It's not only about, your pretty hair and symmetrical mascara that you're putting and you're going. All right. It's as a cabin crew, you're basically getting trained as first responders. You get trained and you're placed on board the aircraft to take care of the safety, to take care of the security, to take care of, to provide a first aid if required. And yes, of course, the service part of it. But people do not realize that there is a lot that actually goes behind making of a cabin crew. There are a lot of family functions. There are a lot of anniversaries, birthdays, New Year's, festivals that are missed, that are behind that smile. But at the same time, it's equally fulfilling. All right, with all the perks that you enjoy that come with this job, like getting to see different cities, to what all I mentioned earlier, the salary part, the accommodation, transportation part, the free tickets, the basically being independent, self-reliant, the social status that it comes with, this job profile, and the lifestyle that you get to live with it. At the end of it, I would say it's totally worth it. Absolutely. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
That's also true. And I think the line you quoted, it's not all about pretty hair and symmetrical mascara, was a great line you used. And I
Yes.
think after, like, we, as a cabin crew or a flight attendant, you enjoy a glamorous, luxurious life, but everything in life comes with a responsibility. And
Absolutely.
you have to sacrifice something to have something in your life. And that makes you
Absolutely.
happy, I guess.
Absolutely. Yes. Content.
So I think I should truly call you the makeover angel of the sky.
Oh my
That's
God. Thank
what
you
you
so much.
gave me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's really very, very kind of you to say that.
And you have always been a part of the Frankfinn family. Like before you were a student and now you are the faculty. We are
It's
pleased to
a
have you
full,
on
like I
board
always
here.
tell everybody, it's a circle. It's a circle for me. This is where I started. Okay, like if I say this is my roots. Okay, this is from where I started because my roots were strong. That's the reason I could reach wherever I reached today. So yes, yes. It's a
It's
circle.
like it is good that you're spreading your knowledge with the students now, which you learned as a student in your life, and then even with your experiences on board traveling with Jet Airways or Etihad and other airlines as well. So it's a nice, I think it's a nice thing you are doing, giving your students the knowledge you gain in life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
We are really pleased to have you on board with us. And thank
Thank
you
you.
for joining us today and being a part of our talk show.
Thank you
Take
so much, ma'am. Like I said earlier, thank you so much for having me on the talk show and allowing me to share my experiences with everybody here. I'm really really glad. I'm really glad. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure to have you. And I would just say take care, stay safe, and stay healthy. It's very important right now.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, you too. Take care of yourself, ma'am.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Bye, everyone.
So, thank you for joining us today. And I hope you had a great experience looking at the great peak looking behind the galley curtain. Namaste, Sat Shri Akal, Adab, goodbye.